Over the past year of filming Kult America, we met many fascinating people and traveled to many fascinating places. However, one thing we have failed to do was thoroughly respond to your curious questions. So on today's episode, we will do just that in an old-fashioned YouTube Q&A. Can you please tell me what it takes to move to Poland? In my case, I donated 99% of my stuff to a homeless shelter in Chicago. I took one bag with my computer, my camera, a little bit of stuff, and I got in an airplane and I didn't come back. I didn't exactly plan to live here forever, although that's probably what the outcome will be. I just went for it. What I would recommend is that one, you start learning the Polish language. This is essential, and I think if you're not interested in learning the language or the culture, you shouldn't come here. And two, arrive with an open mind and be prepared to reinvent the way you go about your life. But the most important point is that you have to get on an airplane and actually come here. Which country has the best food? Be honest. Generally speaking, I appreciate all food and the culture that it represents, but Turkey really made a crazy impression on me. Are there going to be Turkish subtitles? Congratulations from Turkey. I am very happy to tell you that a Turkish viewer has been helping us out in creating subtitles. However, he's busy and sometimes the subtitles arrive a little bit after the release of the video. Also, if you're feeling impatient, if you know how to speak English and you're from Turkey and you want to help us out, get in touch, because the more subtitles we have on this channel, the better. Do you have any favorite YouTube channels? My favorite YouTube channel is called Adam the Woo, and he does video adventures and he films it in a totally crude way. I mean, the guy literally just uses his iPhone to wander around America and give you an update on his life and the places that he's seeing. And what I love so much about it is that there's no narcissism in his videos. It's just honest, true reports from his travels. Who would you like to make a collaboration with on YouTube? One of my biggest inspirations here locally in Poland is Władek Markowicz. I've had the pleasure of spending some one-on-one time with him, and I consider him a friend, in fact, so maybe, somehow, some way, I'll convince him to go on a little video adventure with me, but I wouldn't hold my breath on that because I think that Władek's favorite word is no. Władek, if you see this, feel free to prove me wrong. Is there anything you hate about Poland? The reason I don't like to respond to this question publicly is because even if I pay massive taxes here and am a citizen of the country and have a Polish family now, I still consider myself to be honorary, I mean a guest. I decided to start a family here and a life, and so for that reason it really seems wrong to publicly criticize my host. The thing that I don't like in Poland is racism or closed-mindedness, and that's absolutely not to suggest that most Polish people are racist or closed-minded. It's just that I've known people from other cultures who have started their life in Poland and have battled horrifically with being stereotyped and being held back in society because of the country that they're from. Next question. Man, I miss Przeżyto series. Will you ever continue making them? The simple answer to that is no. Przeżyto was awesome, but between my business, my two kids, my wife, and then making Kult America, of course, there's just no room to include that show. So, how was your first day in Poland? The first time I ever visited Poland was the year 2000, and it was the spring. I don't remember the exact date. I came here by bus from London, and the first sight that I vividly remember was outside of the city of Katowice. I saw nothing but yellow fields of flowers and these big, imposing, communist-built blocks. So I felt terrified, actually, because I didn't speak the language, I didn't really know where I was going. On the other hand, I knew that I was in a mysterious place that I wanted to learn more about, and here we are, 16 years later? Would you do a video about learning the language itself? I think people would be interested in how you learned and how long it took you. That's really true. A lot of people write me and ask how they can learn Polish and what they can do. The truth is that by now I am pretty much fluent. I have problems with grammar and pronunciation in Polish. I don't speak Polish publicly anymore, but I guess you'll understand why I don't want to do it. I feel like I have so much more to say to a person, and that Polish people speak English so much better than I speak Polish, that in a sense, to really get across ideas in a genuine way, I have to speak my own language. So the man who edits these videos doesn't speak English, and any issue we have or plan that we make has to be made in Polish. So in my professional life, in my private life, I speak Polish regularly, but publicly, for you, I prefer to avoid doing it because I want to keep a kind of dignity that I'm not able to have when I'm speaking a language which is not my own. But if you ever meet me on the street, feel free to speak Polish, you know? That's fun for me. Bo ja po prostu uwielbiam polski język. Ale już wracamy do angielski. Why did you name your channel Kult America? Because Kult is also a famous Polish band. That is true. The band Kult is very famous and they're really cool. I had the honor of doing an interview with their singer years ago, but that wasn't my inspiration for the name of this channel. I had actually thought of the name for the channel about 4 years ago when I was walking through Pole Mokotowskie in Warsaw, and I imagined how my community of people, I mean people who really get me and understand who I am, is small and interconnected, almost kind of like a little cult. Jokingly, of course. And I thought that it would be really interesting to make a YouTube channel with the perspective of myself and the people who I associate with. And why did I add America to it? Well, and I've been waiting a long time to actually answer this. I did that in a very, very sarcastic manner, in fact. When I wear the American flag t-shirt, I do this in a very ironic way, like I'm your stereotypical American. I'm almost kind of making fun of the way that I'm perceived by many people who initially hear about me. The truth is that I don't honestly identify myself by any flags or patriotic symbols. I identify myself by trying my best to be a good person and learn about the world around me in the most honest way possible. So when you see these plays on patriotism, I'm actually being sarcastic. All right, what kind of camera do you use? That's actually a question for Maciek.
Staramy się używać różnych kamer, nie skupiamy się na jednej kamerze. Kiedy potrzebujemy zwolnionego tempa, tak, no to używamy Lumixa GH4, a kiedy potrzebujemy naprawdę super jasnego światła, no to używamy aparatu Sony Alpha 7S. A czasami kręcimy też na Canonach 5D Mark III, więc naprawdę sprzęty są różne. Włodek Markowicz polecił Rajanowi też aparat Sony RX100, taki malutki aparacik.
To prawda.
To jest kamera wielkości dłoni, ona po prostu potrafi czynić cuda.
What is the thing that Polish girls have that American girls don't? I think that it's pretty much universally accepted that Polish women are special. It seems to me that the mass abundance of Polish women are able to maintain a family, I mean, let's be honest, in a way, be a housewife and a stellar professional at the same time. And I don't even understand how this is possible. And I'm not saying that you won't find women like this in America as well, but I really admire the sheer ambition of Polish women. I think it's very attractive. What are the countries you would like to visit? We're actually working on a plan to go to the DMZ. I also am planning to maybe visit Lithuania, and we will go back to the Czech Republic and Slovakia because we've seen massive support from people there. I want to make a video called Where My Ancestors Walk and go see the village in Romania where my great-grandfather was born and maybe meet some people. As much as we can, we'll be traveling around. I don't put any limits on it. How much time does it take you to make one episode? Sometimes it takes 30 minutes, like this one that we're filming today. Other times it takes 3 days. All right, and the last question, have you ever been in trouble in Poland because of your nationality? And no, I think that my nationality has mostly worked to my advantage. There were some little unpleasant situations. One of our neighbors had a conflict with a guy who I work with, and when I intervened, he heard my accent and he said, "Where are you from?" I said, "The United States." And he's like, "Ah, okay, yeah. Well, that would explain why you're so limited." So thank you so much for watching this Q&A. If you have questions for me or about the program or places we've been, please feel free to write me in the comment section or email me on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching Kult America, and I will see you next week.